In today's video, we're going to talk about making motorized mantle mounts smart. Watch this.
Hey Google, lower the TV.
And like that, the TV comes off of the wall into a more natural position so that if I was sitting here on the couch, I don't need to strain my neck. It will even pivot at the end. Watch this for the perfect viewing angle while I'm in the corner of the couch. So this mount is called the Mantel Mount, and Mantel Mount makes a great selection of TV mounts for when you have a fireplace in the way. This is the motorized version of the Mantel Mount, and you can kind of see how it works here. It's got a motor on the top that pulls it up with, and another one on the bottom that will rotate it left and right. Really cool mount, good company. I have nothing bad to say about the mount at all. The only thing that was a bit disappointing about it when it came is it wasn't very smart. It didn't do anything automatic. It came with this kind of boring remote that was cool to set up some preset positions on it. So if you wanted to set the limits, how far left it can go, how far right it can go, and change it. But then after that, every time you wanted to raise the TV, lower the TV, you had to find this remote and use it. And I just found that to be way too much. When you have a smart home and something cool like this, you want it to be naturally blend into your lifestyle and not have to go hunting for a separate remote every time you want to move the TV up and down. So if you've got a motorized mantle mount and you want to get rid of this boring remote and start to automate things with your smart home, the key is this Broadlink Universal Smart Remote. You're going to need the RM4 Pro. The Pro version allows you to use remotes that aren't traditional IR remotes. And so that would be a remote that doesn't have an IR, but this one actually uses 433 megahertz, more of like a radio frequency to send the signal. So that's why you need not the $20 version, but the $40 version, the Broadlink Pro Universal Remote. And so what we can do with this is clone some of our favorite button sequences. So for us to move the TV down, you do run 1. And what that does is it moves the TV down to the first set position. To move the TV back up, you do run up. And what that does is it moves the TV back up. So you'll create 2 routines with those button sequences, and then this will take over automatically and use those button sequences, and we can automate them into other hooks in our smart home. Okay, so to start duplicating what this remote can do, you need to download the Broadlink app. So you're going to download the Broadlink app, and you're going to set up a new device. You can see here I created one called Mantle Mount Remote. I added each of the buttons by programming them in. So I copied the run button, the up button, the down button, the 2 button, the 1 button, and I created all of this so that as a first step, I could just use my phone and the Broadlink app to emulate the buttons here that we have on the mantle mount. So once you got that set up and that tested, you've essentially cloned the remote and you now have a Broadlink version of the mantle mount. The next thing you want to do is make 2 scenes. So you can see here I have 2 scenes one called TV up and one called TV down. So if I go into these scenes and go into TV down, you can see what we do. So generally we go in here, I have a scene called here, and we have the 2 buttons that we hit. So we hit run 1. So you can see that's generally what all that this scene is it's my mantle mount remote clicking run, and then clicking 1. So that will fire the TV to go to the preset 1 position. TV up, what that one is, let me go to it here, is you hit run and then the up button. So all we're really doing with this scene is creating a sequence of button pushes. So this scene is called TV down and this scene is called TV up. If you wanted to run it, you can simply just run it right here from the Broadlink app while you're practicing. So I'm gonna hit TV up and this will say it's running the scene. So it clicked run, it clicked up. And as you can see, the TV is rotating and it's going back up. So that was exactly the same as me hitting run and up on the mantle mount remote. So once you've done that, that's a really good step. You have it working and you have the buttons programmed inside of the Broadlink app. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do to be able to use it with Google Home and your Google Home Assistant is essentially you're going to go to Settings, and then you're going to go to Works with Google, and you're going to search for Broadlink. So you're going to search for Broadlink inside of here, and you are going to go through the Broadlink authentication. Generally hit check for devices. And what that will do is those scenes that you created will now appear in your Google Home, and I'll show you that in just one second. Okay, so now to set up automations, you're gonna go into the automations, you're gonna hit add, and you're gonna create an automation. You can see one here, I have move TV down. And so what the move TV down automation does is when I say lower the TV, then we start a scene. And so you're gonna go here into your scenes and you will look for available scenes. And you should, after you've connected the Broadlink app, see the scene available. And so when Google tells that scene to run, then they're gonna automatically do the buttons on your remote. So once you have set up these automations, move TV down, move TV up, you can also set other automations. Like I have one here called when the TV is off, move the TV up. So this is a good automation that you can do something like this, where you go in here and you say, when the Google TV streamer turns off, go to the scene TV up. And what that will do is when I am using my Google remote and I turn off the TV will automatically go back up into its position. So that is how you go from getting a remote with manual functions, using the Broadlink Universal Remote. You create the scenes, you link to Google Home, and then you create a new automation that triggers those scenes. And you now have the ability to move your TV up and down by voice. Or the other thing that I really like is on the Google remote, if you push the star button, you can go to your favorite Google Home stuff on this side menu. So you can now see on the side menu, I have TV up and move TV down. So all I have to do is click that and it will run the automation, which tells the Broadlink button to start to hit this key sequence on our remote, and it will move the TV down for us. So it's a pretty cool way to add some intelligence to your motorized mantle mount. One last thing about the mantle mount remote is you don't have to have it visually anywhere close to the TV. We actually have ours hidden behind here. It's just mounted up here on top of the box. So because it runs on 433 megahertz, you don't need line of sight. So you can actually hide this little box anywhere you want in another room or somewhere kind of like in a drawer or in a unit. So this is the Broadlink M4 Pro, and I will give you a link in the description to grab it off Amazon. It's only about 40 bucks, and it makes your TV super smart and super cool. I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate. I may make another video later about the full mantle mount install, but for now, we're just talking about taking your mantle mount and automating it with Google Home. So I hope that's helpful. Cheers.